So this is BHuman Office Hours Airport Edition. We'll just keep this one pretty short because I have to get to my gate. I have a flight leaving in about 30 minutes. But nonetheless, I wanted to honor that commitment of being here every day for you guys. So let me pull up our streams on YouTube and on LinkedIn where you guys can comment, ask questions, ask for ideas, tell me what you want to use BHuman for, you name it. So just give me a moment here. We'll pull that up. And for all the viewers, how's everyone doing today? All right. Awesome. So we got it pulled up. Actually, one of the things that people ask for quite a bit is like how to integrate BHuman into Instantly. And the folks at Instantly were kind enough to give us a free account the other day, so we could show more about how to do that and basically demonstrate that. So perhaps that's what I'll show today, unless any of you have any comments or questions. So the first thing is let me pull up the platform here, and we'll start screen sharing and get this show on the road. All right. Cool. So we are screen sharing now in the BHuman platform where we like to be. By the way, just a note, if anyone sees this and is curious of what's going on with Persona, just hold tight because we have a big update coming. We're trying to push it hopefully for today or tomorrow max, but it's taking it to the next level. So things are under maintenance right now. A bit weird there, but just hang tight because in a day or two, you're going to have a really nice new version out. So let's get into Instantly. So let me just log into Instantly really quick. All right. And the way you can connect instantly with BHuman, there's two ways to do it. So you can either integrate it with simply downloading the CSV from one of your campaigns, or you can do something automated, which would be with um, using Zapier or Public Connect or even API. But let's focus on Zapier. So we're in BHuman here. We're logged into our Instantly account over here. And let's start with a simple way. So you generate some videos, you want to send them over instantly. All right, well, how it all starts is you have to go to Instantly first, and we're going to create a new campaign here, and I'll just call this demo. All right, now let's import our audience. So to do that, we'll go back to BHuman, and we're going to go into a campaign where we have some videos generated already. So let's just go with this one. Some videos, great. So I'm going to download this. Oh, by the way, we made some big fixes to the email sending. So if anyone's having trouble with that, that's all now fixed. SMS we're still working on. It's a little bit buggy sometimes, but email is really solid now. Okay, so we have these videos. So how do we get them into Instantly? Well, we download them as a CSV file, and that's going to open up a CSV. So let's just basically import that directly into Instantly. Let's see, I may have to delete some stuff really quick, apparently. One sec. Sorry about that. Let me see here. I think I just need to delete a couple of campaigns. Just going to do that right now. Let's see if that does it for us. Not yet. Let's see what's going on here. Sorry about that, folks. I'll really check if there's any questions in the meantime while I figure this out. Talk about an improvised live stream. So it's saying I have too many leads in Instantly, so I need to figure out where I can delete these. Let me just try this here. All right, so this should work. Let's give it a shot. Okay, change of plans. We're not going to do that. We're going to show something else. Let's talk about the BHuman platform. Let me share that screen. Okay, so back into BHuman. Let's just go through a couple demos, right? So actually, one thing I can talk more about is Leader, because let me show you how to set up a Leader campaign. That's a really, really cool tool. That's super powerful that I feel like it's kind of underappreciated. We just don't talk about it enough. So let's give it some attention and love. So if we go over to Leader, the way to set up a campaign there, very simple. Hit create new campaign, and then we're going to enter in the campaign name. So the way it works is basically you can put in a LinkedIn search URL or a CSV, and that contains your LinkedIn data, which we're going to reach out to. And the beautiful thing about Leader is that it actually reaches out to people automatically for you. It'll find people in your target, and it will basically make videos for them automatically, depending on the way you schedule it, every single day. So you never have to think about like going and uploading new data into the platform, which is one of the reasons why I really love Leader and use it all the time personally, is because it's plug and play. You set it, you forget it, and you go about your day. And every day, indefinitely, you're getting new leads into your LinkedIn account. So let me show you how it works. Just give it the campaign a name. You could use either Sales Navigator or LinkedIn.com search. Sales Navigator, of course, is more powerful. So let's do that. I'm gonna go to lead filters, and here you can basically define your target, right? This is LinkedIn. So I could say I'm looking for, let's say, I'm flying to New York right now. So I'm saying, okay, who's in New York that I want to meet with that, let's see, is at a larger company. Let's say I'm trying to sell into larger companies, right? So I can look for company and do company headcount and do like 200 plus, right? All right. And then who do I want to talk to there? Well, their role is going to be something around, let's say, marketing, let's say media and communication and like marketing. Perfect. And I want them to be high up at that company. Okay, cool. So here's a list of 110,000 people who are in my target market, right? So, EVP of Global B2B Marketing at American Express. Like, perfect. Okay. So I'm just going to copy this link here. This becomes my search link. So I paste that in there. I select the account I want to use to do this outreach. And here's a pro tip about LinkedIn. A great way to scale is by basically getting the accounts of everyone on your team and basically running that through Leader and sending out videos through all of their accounts so you can scale across the accounts and do a lot of volume. I'll show that more in a second. So let's select a personalized video to use. So I can use one from the community templates, for example. So if I go to sales, I have let's have a call. Okay, here's a really great template where it's someone who says, hey, I'm interested in chatting, let's have a call. And this is good to go. I don't have to worry about filming myself or anything like that. Now we have to do mapping, which says, okay, well, our variable from this template is name. So what in LinkedIn data maps to name, and it's first name here, and the default value. So if you don't find a name for the LinkedIn person, what do we say for them? We just say, hey there instead. You don't have to worry about this because there's always first names, but just put there as a placeholder. So let's hit next. And now let's schedule our campaign. So how many invites do we want to send a day? Well, you can do as little as 10 or as high as 80. We recommend keeping it like somewhere between like 40 to 60, just to be safe, play it safe. You can send connection requests. So these people, I don't know them, right? I'm not connected with them already, so I'll send connection requests. And here's a new feature. You can use background mode. So what we'll do is we'll take a screenshot of the LinkedIn profile we're reaching out to, and we'll use that as background mode. So that's very, very cool feature, meaning that like you get minimized and the person sees you're looking at their LinkedIn before you even do anything. So you can select that if you'd like, and it's going to encourage more click-throughs. You can basically then after that select how many people you want, what days you want to reach out to people, right? So Monday through Friday, classic work week. I'm going to start at maybe 10 in the morning. All right, and then next, and we type in our message. Now, what happens is the video will be put at the end of this message, so you don't have to worry about inserting that. It'll get put in automatically. You use something like, hey, and then first name, football as well. I'll be in New York tomorrow and would love to chat over coffee about how we can, whatever your pitch could be. Obviously, this is a bit too cliche and vague. This is not a good pitch, but just gives you an example. I can put in, city. Maybe they're not in New York, but I put East Coast, right? And I'm happy to travel, so I can say I'll be in city tomorrow. And I can hit next. Then we're pretty much ready to go. We just have to hit start, and this starts firing out every day, finding the lead. So I'll pause there for a minute, and I'll see if we have any questions from the folks on LinkedIn. Okay, so Tom has a question. I signed up for Persona and wanted to know what the precautions are in place. So as a realtor, my Persona does not discriminate or give a response that gets me in trouble. Great question, Tom. We thought about this and we have a solution here for you. So, one of the things that we can do for you is when you make a persona, there's two options. Um, you can do basically what's called research mode or non-research mode. Now, what research mode is, let's say I ask your persona a question, hey, what's the weather in San Diego tomorrow? Okay, it's going to go out and find that. But if that's unchecked and I ask a question that you haven't trained that persona specifically to answer, then it's going to say, hey, I don't have an answer for that. Can you ask me something more on topic? So the way it works for you as a realtor is that basically, and actually it's funny bringing this up because we had a couple other realtors ask us about persona, basically using it to give like to answer questions about properties. What they wanted to do is make one persona per property, so it has specific knowledge about only a specific property. So the way it works is you have a knowledge base in your persona, and you fill that knowledge base with information, whether that's manually by entering in a question and an answer, or by automatically by putting in, for example, a PDF about the property or a website about the property. Basically, what happens is that knowledge base gets filled. Our AI will start learning your website, the files you upload, the presentations you upload, and you put a floor plan in, for example, it'll learn that. And let's say you put a floor plan in, and someone asks, "Hey, how many bedrooms are there in the house?" Well, you can see there are 3 bedrooms in the floor plan. They'll be able to say, "Hey, there are 3 bedrooms in the house." If you have research mode turned off and someone asks, what's the weather in San Diego tomorrow? It'd say, I don't know, sorry. So we recommend putting research mode off if you wanted to be very specific, and perhaps even making like one persona per property, so that if someone asks, hey, how many bedrooms are there? It knows which property they're talking about because it's only trained on one property. I don't know if you were here at the beginning of the stream, but I mentioned Persona. We're doing huge updates there. So it's in maintenance mode right now. So I recommend checking it again, and like most likely tomorrow we'll have it fully live for you, so you can use it and set that all up. And maybe what I'll do is make a tutorial on this exact use case because I had quite a few realtors asking about that. So great question. Hope that answers the question. Let's check over. Okay, wow, a lot of questions today. I got to run for a flight. We'll keep this quick. All right, so Niles says, hey, Don, wow, why didn't I know about BHuman a long time ago? So Ricardo has 2 questions. Hey, Ricardo. So he says, 1, is there a way to prevent cookie banner from websites when adding those as custom backgrounds? That's a great question. I mean, right now, the short answer is right now, no. But what we could do is try to create a bot that will, like, if it sees that, it'll try to close it. I know we've had that in our roadmap, but we just haven't gotten to it. So I'm going to check on that, see if anyone's done some work on that. But short answer right now, unfortunately, no. You may want to go with LinkedIn backgrounds if you want to avoid that altogether. So that's that for you. Second question is, what's the main difference between custom voice and voice cloning? Is the voice cloning improved over time? So when you say custom voice, I'm not sure what you're talking about with custom voice. The way that our voice cloning works is when you make a video on the platform, we're learning from your voice. And then if you want to say, hey, Jeff, instead of hey, name, then we make you say, hey, Jeff. So there's kind of 2 layers to that. There's, okay, how good is the voice clone at sounding like Ricardo, And then there's the second layer is, how does that voice fit into the overall script? Does it sound natural in relation to everything else you're saying, right? So if you have like a really happy mood in your script in the voice, that you recorded in when you made your video, if your voice isn't also happy, it's not going to sound natural. So that's our, we call it tone of voice. So that's the tone of voice layer. So actually, so tone of voice, actually, literally right now, we had to take it offline and do some maintenance, but it'll come back up. But that was a huge improvement since we pushed that out. People saw an immediate difference. So tone of voice, we've made huge strides on. We actually do have another voice cloning model that we've been working on, which it makes it better, but it requires a little bit more data. So what we'll probably do is add that as an option for folks if they want to get like a really, really good video, but they don't mind recording for 5 minutes of their voice, to do that. So probably that'll come out most likely in the next 2 weeks. And we'll get that tone of voice model. It was up and it was doing spectacular. People loved it. I had to do some maintenance on it today, but probably we'll have it back up tomorrow or day after max. Okay, and then Niall asks, is RTL in the roadmap? RTL, is that, you mean real-time learning? So can your persona learn in real time? I'm assuming that's what you mean. If that is what you mean. Short answer is, well, right now, no, we don't have that. Like, it's where way persona works is you put in stuff for it to train on, and it learns it once. What we want to do is we want it to be able to join meetings with you so it can learn in real time, and monitor your email so it can learn in real time. Basically, as you communicate with the world, it sort of sits there learning everything you know based on what you're saying. So that would be coming soon. Maybe in the next 2 months, something like that, 1 to 2 months. Okay, let's check any questions from LinkedIn. Okay, cool. Yeah, Tom, let me make a note. I'm going to make a note to make a tutorial for you on that because I really like, we've got a lot of questions from realtors about that. So let me make a note of that real quick, and I'll notify you once that's out. All right. Perfect. Okay, any last questions before I sprint to my gate? Thanks for bearing with me on the late start here, by the way, guys. So I'll just give it a minute here. So WebHav says he's having trouble with the AI quality without templates. So okay, if anyone's having trouble with the AI, here's what I recommend. Let me share my screen again. Okay, so the first thing is like, hey, what does good quality look like to us? So if you go to our site and you go to samples, so you can see, here's a list of videos generated by users, which, they gave us permission to share this, but these are, real world other users who are making videos. We think did a pretty good job. So we have this here to give you an idea about like what the quality can look like for the personalized videos. This is our AI studio. So that's what the quality can look like, right? So first, check this out and be like, all right, is this good enough for me, right? And if it is, okay, great, meaning that you can also get here. It just takes some experimentation. So, first thing, we're always working on the core AI to make it better. We are always pushing out little updates that you probably don't even notice over time, but like over time, they make a big difference. So the first thing is, if you're not happy with the recording, all right, first of all, look at the rules. So if I go to make a new video, we have guidelines for you. Let me just get through this really quick. Okay, so we have these guidelines. If you follow these rules, this is going to give you the best outcome. First, you have to record in soft lighting, right? So actually, the light on my face right now is pretty good lighting. The background light behind me maybe is not good for overall video quality, but it's not going to affect the AI. We don't want like any harsh bright light. That's the first thing. Second thing is be 5+ feet from the camera. So right now I'm way too close. So what people do is like they'll maybe record on their iPhone, right? Set it up so they could walk further back, start recording, and then upload that into the platform. Or they'll wear headphones, they'll push the computer back, and position themselves further back. So make sure you're at least we say 5 feet. I mean, to be honest, the further the better. Sometimes people have great results. Like if I go over here, they're less than 5 feet, but they get very good results. So it's just sort of, you got to play with it. I mean, the way AI works is it's a little bit unpredictable. That's just built into its nature. So keep that in mind. You may have to film a couple of templates to get one you're happy with. The next thing is the video resolution. So when our AI model, it's trained on a high resolution so that it works really well with high resolution videos. So for example, if I record on my iPhone, right, which has, I think it's probably 1080p, that's going to work well because our AI is trained on similar resolutions. If I record with my webcam right here, it'll do okay. But my webcam, I guess this Mac is 2 years old. So the webcam is, you can see from the quality of the stream right now, right? It's not the best. So, make sure you record on a device that has good quality video, so that when our replacement happens, it's going to do it in the same quality and it'll look all blended and smooth. The next thing is no background noise. So this is super important. I could not record right here, right now. There's just too much background noise, right? Basically, the cleaner, so this one now is regarding voice, the cleaner the environment of the sound environment, no echo, no background noise. Maybe you're talking to a microphone like I am right now, the better that's going to be. And lastly, keep your head still. So you don't want to be moving around, hey, name, right? Because our AI then has to track that movement and it becomes more difficult. So, just very naturally, just hey name. That's all you need to do. A little movement's fine. That's no problem. So those things, and then the last thing is like make sure your video is at least 30 seconds long, 45 seconds long, so we have enough voice data to capture. So I know it's a lot, and we're working on bringing this learning curve down. And I get it, you know what I mean? Like especially if you're new to a platform or a technology and you want to just try it and see what happens. I mean, I definitely don't read manuals when I do stuff, so I totally get it. But this is just kind of the nature of early technology. So, we'll try to bring these rules down as we go. We're always working on that. Okay, let me see if there's any last questions. Okay, so Tom S. Is my persona compartmentalized? Another realtor couldn't record his voice in their AI draws my knowledge based on my AI. Yes, absolutely. So your knowledge, so actually the way it works is you can make multiple personas. So one persona has one knowledge base. So think of it like one person has one brain, right? I can't go and tap into your brain, right? You'd have to basically give me that. So 100% your data, your knowledge base is your knowledge base. Okay. So Cass asked, what company size would you think need BHuman would need BHuman the most? I don't want to sound like a salesman because this sounds like salesy, but honestly, pretty much everyone. I mean, what we're doing here is human connections at scale. That's what we're about. So essentially, as any business, your success is defined by how many people you can communicate with and how personal and effective those communication points are, right? So if I'm a one-person e-commerce store, well, I can use BHuman to to recover abandoned carts. If I'm a salesperson, I just started the business. I'm the only person in the business, and I want to find customers. I can use BHuman. I can use Leader to reach out to people on LinkedIn. If I'm a 10,000 person company, if I'm American Express, for example, I can use BHuman to talk to my customers and then personalize videos. Maybe whenever they sign up for a new account or whenever there's a payment due, right? So there's a million use cases. Hey Tanvir, how's it going? All right, cool. Okay, guys. Well, flight before I miss. It was great talking. Thanks for bearing with me on the you know in doing this from the airport. But I'll see you on the platform. Let us know if you have any questions, and look forward to seeing you for our next BHuman office hours. Take care.